Right now, there are towns in the United States giving away land for free. Not cheap land. Not discounted land. Free land. The deed in your name at no cost in towns that are so desperate to survive that they will hand you a piece of America just for showing up and agreeing to build on it. While everyone else is getting priced out of the housing market, fighting over starter homes that cost $400,000, paying rent that consumes half their income, these towns are doing something that sounds almost impossible in 2026. They are giving the land away. But here is the thing that every headline about free land leaves out. Every single one of these programs has a catch. Some catches are small and reasonable. Some will cost you more than the land was worth in the first place. And some of them are catching people completely off guard. Today, we are going inside 10 American towns that are actively offering free land right now, in 2026. We are going to tell you exactly what each program requires, exactly what the catch is, and exactly who each one makes sense for. Because free land is real. But free is never quite as simple as it sounds. Let us start in Kansas. Because Kansas is doing something that no other state in America comes close to. Marquette, Kansas is a town of around 600 people. It sits in the geographic heart of America in McPherson County. It is the kind of town where people know their neighbors, where the nearest city of any size is a 45-minute drive, and where the land stretches flat in every direction to the horizon. And Marquette is giving away residential lots for free. The lots are in the Westridge addition on the town's west side. They range from 11,000 to 25,000 square feet, which is a generous lot by any standard. The deed transfers to you at zero cost. The catch is this: you must begin construction within 120 days of receiving the land, and you must complete at least 1,000 square feet of home within 12 months. No extensions, no mobile homes, no parking a trailer on it and calling that living there. A stick-built home finished within a year, or you lose the lot. Now, here is what that actually means in 2026 terms. A stick-built home of 1,000 square feet or more will cost between $150,000 and $300,000 to build, depending on finishes and contractor rates in rural Kansas. You will need a construction loan. Most banks require a credit score of at least 680 for a construction loan, and you will need to arrange temporary housing in the area during the build, since you cannot live on the lot while it is under construction. So the free land is real, but it comes with a construction timeline that is genuinely aggressive and a financing requirement that not everyone can meet. Who does this make sense for? Remote workers with stable income and good credit who want to own land in rural America and are willing to commit to the construction process. For a couple with two remote incomes, a good credit score, and a genuine desire for small-town life, the math is compelling. You get the land for nothing, and you end up owning a home in full with no land cost baked into the mortgage. Mankato, Kansas is smaller than Marquette, about 900 people in a county of 3,000. It sits in north-central Kansas near the Nebraska border, surrounded by agricultural land, with a hospital, a high school, a steakhouse, and 26 available lots in the Johnson addition on the east side of town. The lots are free. The catch is similar to Marquette, with one additional requirement: you must already be pre-approved for a construction loan and have a signed contract with a builder before you can even apply for the lot. This is not a program where you get the land and then figure out the financing. You need to have the financing locked before the land is yours. Construction must begin within 6 months of acquiring the lot. The home must be at least 1,200 square feet. No manufactured homes. But here is what makes Mankato and this entire region of Kansas genuinely extraordinary. It sits inside what the state calls a Rural Opportunity Zone. The Rural Opportunity Zones program is one of the most overlooked financial opportunities in the entire country right now. If you move to a Rural Opportunity Zone county in Kansas and you have student loan debt, the state and county will pay up to $15,000 of your student loans over 5 years, $3,000 per year, directly to your loans for simply living there. On top of that, you receive a 100% Kansas state income tax waiver for up to 5 years. 0 state income taxes for 5 years. Think about what that combination means for a couple who both have student loans and remote jobs. Free land to build on. Up to $30,000 total in student loan repayment between 2 people. 0 state income taxes for 5 years. And a home at the end of it with no land cost. The catch? You need to have lived outside Kansas for at least 5 years before moving. And this program is sunsetting in 2026, unless the legislature extends it, which means the window to take advantage of it is narrowing fast. Lincoln, Kansas has been offering free land since 2007, 19 years. The program has run continuously for nearly 2 decades, which tells you something important. It is not a gimmick. It is a long-term, serious attempt to reverse a population decline that has been happening in this part of Kansas for over a century. The free lots are in a suburban area near a baseball field, a golf course, and shopping centers. They range in size, and the home must have a footprint of at least 1,300 square feet. Construction must be completed within 12 months of getting the lot. Lincoln has about 3,200 residents. The county is designated as a Rural Opportunity Zone, which means the student loan and income tax benefits apply here as well. It is also not quite as remote as Mankato. It is closer to major highways and about 90 minutes from Wichita. The catch that one resident described publicly is worth repeating. And this is not a minor catch. A resident put it bluntly, the land has been free since 2007, and it is in a spot that will flood as soon as there is a big rain. Before you apply to any free land program anywhere in America, run the address through FEMA flood maps. It is free, it takes 3 minutes, and it will tell you whether the land sits in a flood zone. If it does, you will pay substantially more for homeowners insurance. In some flood zones, that insurance can run several $1,000s per year, which will erode the financial advantage of the free land faster than you might expect. Curtis, Nebraska, is doing the free land program better than almost any other town in America. The reason it stands out is one detail that most free land programs get completely wrong. The free lots in Curtis are on paved roads with utilities already at the lot line. This sounds obvious. It is not obvious. In many free land programs, the land is technically free, but the utilities are not at the property. Running water, sewer, and power from the street to your lot can cost anywhere from $2,000 to $15,000 depending on the distance and the terrain. In Curtis, that cost is already handled. The lot comes ready to build on. Curtis also goes further than any other program on this list. In addition to the free land, the town offers a cash benefit for each child enrolled in the local Medicine Valley Public Schools when you relocate. It also offers up to $4,000 in down payment assistance for new home construction. So, you get the lot for free, a cash payment for bringing your children into the local school system, and financial assistance with the build. Curtis has a population of under 1,000 people. It sits in southwest Nebraska. The nearest city of significant size is North Platte, about 45 miles away. The landscape is high plains, wide open, and genuinely beautiful if that is what you are looking for. The catch is the isolation. This is not a town that is 45 minutes from a major metropolitan area. It is a town that is 45 minutes from North Platte. Amazon delivers. The internet is available. But if your life requires regular access to urban amenities, Curtis will feel remote in a way that takes adjustment. For remote workers with children who genuinely want a slower pace, lower cost, and the experience of raising kids in a tight-knit small community, Curtis is one of the most generous offers in the country. Elwood, Nebraska, sits near Johnson Lake Reservoir in the south-central part of the state. It has a population of around 700 people and a lake a few miles away that draws fishing and boating enthusiasts from across the region. Elwood offers free residential lots that are 110 feet by 115 feet, a standard residential lot size. Here is the detail that makes Elwood stand out from almost every other program on this list. Elwood will pay 10% of your construction costs, up to $25,000, paid to you when construction is complete. So, if you build a $250,000 home on a free lot in Elwood, the town pays you $25,000 when construction is finished. You get the land for free and a $25,000 rebate on top of it. The construction must be a residential home, and you must commit to building within a specified time frame. The flexibility around architectural styles is reportedly greater than in some Kansas programs. The catch is the same for these Nebraska and Kansas programs. You are moving to a small town on the plains, with a population under 1,000. The nearest Walmart is a meaningful drive, and the school district is small. If you have children and you are coming from a suburban environment, the adjustment is real and significant. But Elwood has the lake. For people who love the outdoors, who want to fish and boat and be on the water, the combination of free land, a construction rebate, and a reservoir in the backyard is genuinely difficult to find anywhere else in America at any price. New Richland, Minnesota, is doing something that the Kansas and Nebraska programs largely do not do. It is covering the cost of utility hookups on top of giving the land away for free. New Richland has a population of about 1,200 people and sits in southern Minnesota, about 90 miles south of Minneapolis. It offers free residential lots in a new subdivision, and the town pays the cost of connecting utilities to your lot. That is a $2,000 to $10,000 cost that most free land programs quietly leave to you. New Richland absorbs it. The town has nearly 100 small businesses, which gives it an economic base that many rural towns of this size simply do not have. It has schools. It has a community that has actively organized around reversing its population decline, rather than passively watching it happen. The catch for New Richland is geographic. Southern Minnesota winters are genuine. This is not a soft winter. This is a proper upper Midwest winter with significant snow, cold that can drop well below 0 degrees Fahrenheit, and a heating season that runs from October through April. If you are relocating from a southern or coastal state, the climate adjustment is the most significant obstacle, not the financial one. For people who are already comfortable with cold weather or who specifically want to raise children in the upper Midwest near the Twin Cities metro, New Richland represents one of the most straightforward free land offers in the country. Simple requirements, utility costs covered, a real town with real businesses. Claremont, Minnesota, openly acknowledges that it got the idea for its free land program from New Richland. That kind of transparency is actually a good sign. It means the program is genuine and community-driven rather than a marketing stunt. Claremont is smaller than New Richland, with a population of around 500. It sits in southeastern Minnesota, about an hour and a half from Minneapolis and 40 minutes from Rochester, which is home to the Mayo Clinic, and is one of the most economically stable, mid-sized cities in the Midwest. The free lots in Claremont are 86 by 133 feet. They must be built within 12 months. Here is the catch that makes Claremont different from all the other programs on this list. There is an income limit. To qualify, your household income must be below $84,200 for a family of 2, or below $96,830 for a family of 3. This is not a program for remote workers earning 6 figures from coastal companies. This is a program specifically designed for working families with modest incomes who want to own land and build a home without the land cost crushing them. It is targeted income support disguised as a free land program, and for the family it is designed for, it is extraordinary. 40 minutes from Rochester, which has one of the strongest job markets in Minnesota, anchored by the Mayo Clinic and its ecosystem of healthcare employers. Free land, a community that wants you there, and a cost of living that makes a household income below $84,000 genuinely livable in a way it simply is not in Minneapolis or any coastal city. Tulsa, Oklahoma, is not offering free land. It is doing something different, something that is arguably more useful for most people than a free lot in rural Kansas. Tulsa is paying remote workers $10,000 in cash to move there and stay for at least 1 year. The Tulsa Remote program has been running since 2018. Over 3,500 people have received the grant. 70% of them are still in Tulsa after completing the program. A study by the Upjohn Institute found that every $1 invested in the program generates more than $4 in local economic benefits. The program is 6 times more effective at creating jobs than traditional business tax incentives of the same cost. Participants receive the $10,000 grant, membership in a community of remote professionals, access to co-working spaces, and networking events designed to help them integrate into the city. Tulsa's median home price sits around $194,000. The cost of living is 17% below the national average. There is no state income tax on most retirement income. The arts and culture scene punches well above the city's weight, with the largest collection of Art Deco architecture in the United States outside of New York City. The catch is subtle. You have to actually want to live in Tulsa. That sounds obvious, but the program has seen its share of participants who took the $10,000, stayed exactly 1 year, and then left. The 70% retention rate is impressive, but it also means 30% of people who took the grant left as soon as they were allowed to. If you are genuinely curious about Tulsa, if you have visited and felt the energy of a mid-sized American city that is actively investing in itself, the $10,000 grant is a real financial head start in a city that is genuinely underrated. If you are taking the money to survive a difficult year with no intention of staying, it is not a program for you. West Virginia is paying remote workers $12,000 to move there. The Ascend, West Virginia program, funded by West Virginia University and private donations including a $25 million gift from Brad and Alice Smith, pays remote workers $12,000 in cash over 2 years for relocating to West Virginia. On top of the cash, participants receive free outdoor recreation passes, free co-working memberships, and 1 free outdoor adventure experience per month, including kayaking, rock climbing, skiing, and mountain biking for a year. West Virginia has some of the most spectacular outdoor recreation in the eastern United States, and the program is designed to let newcomers experience it immediately. The state has some of the lowest median home prices in the country, with West Virginia ranking as the least expensive state for housing nationwide. The median home value is around $170,000 statewide. In smaller communities, properties are substantially cheaper than that. The catch is economic. West Virginia has the lowest median household income of any state in the country. The job market outside of specific sectors is limited. If you are a remote worker with a stable income from outside the state, that limitation does not apply to you. But if you need to find local employment, West Virginia's options are more constrained than most states on this list. The state has genuine infrastructure challenges. Internet connectivity in rural areas is inconsistent. Healthcare access varies significantly depending on which part of the state you are in. The New River Gorge National Park and the surrounding outdoor recreation assets are world-class. The economic landscape of the state is more complicated. For remote workers who want outdoor access, a $12,000 cash boost, and one of the lowest housing costs in America, West Virginia and the Ascend program represent a genuine and underexplored opportunity. Our final entry is the most surprising one on this list. It is not in the Midwest, it is not rural, and the free land is not in the middle of nowhere. Buffalo, New York, is offering land in an American city for $1. The Urban Homestead program in Buffalo has been running for over 40 years. Under the program, vacant city-owned lots in designated urban renewal areas can be acquired for $1 plus closing costs. In some cases, existing residential structures can also be acquired for renovation under similar terms. Buffalo is 20 miles from Niagara Falls. It sits on the eastern edge of Lake Erie. It has a revitalized waterfront, a growing food and arts scene, a medical corridor anchored by major healthcare institutions, and a housing market that remains among the most affordable in the northeastern United States. The requirements are more detailed than the rural programs. You need proof of income, proof of residency, and no property code violations or liens on other properties you own. If you are acquiring a vacant lot for new construction, you must have the financing to build. If you are acquiring an existing structure, you must fix all code violations within 18 months and live in the home for at least 3 years. The catch for Buffalo is the same one that applies to any urban environment. The $1 land is in neighborhoods that have experienced significant disinvestment. You are not getting a dollar lot in a gentrified neighborhood with rising property values. You are getting a dollar lot in a neighborhood that the city is actively trying to rebuild. That is an opportunity, but it is also a reality check about what the surrounding block looks like on the day you move in. For people who want to be part of an urban revival, who want to own property in a real northeastern city without paying northeastern prices, and who are prepared to invest in a neighborhood that is still becoming what it is going to be, Buffalo's program is one of the most genuine opportunities in this entire video. 10 towns, 10 programs, 10 versions of the same fundamental offer. We will give you land if you are willing to show up and commit. But here is the honest summary that every other video on this topic leaves out. Free land is not free housing. The land costs nothing. The house costs $150,000 to $300,000 depending on size, location, and what you build. You still need a construction loan. You still need good credit. You still need to arrange temporary housing during the build. And in most of these towns, you still pay property taxes on the finished home every year. The financial advantage of free land is real, but it is specific. It means the land cost, which in most American markets adds $50,000 to $300,000 to a home purchase, disappears from your equation. You are not paying for the dirt. You are only paying for what sits on top of it. And in rural Kansas or Nebraska, what sits on top of it costs a fraction of what the same square footage would cost in any metropolitan area. The Kansas program with the Rural Opportunity Zone benefits stacked on top is the most financially compelling package in the country for the right person. Free land, $15,000 in student loan repayment, and 0 state income taxes for 5 years. For a couple with remote jobs and student debt who genuinely want small-town life, the numbers are extraordinary. Curtis, Nebraska, is the best pure free land program in the country because the utilities are already there, and the construction rebate adds $25,000 back into your pocket. Tulsa is the right choice for people who want an urban environment, a $10,000 cash start, and a genuinely underrated mid-sized American city that is investing in its own future. And Buffalo is for people who want to own something real in a northeastern city without paying northeastern prices and who are ready to be part of a neighborhood story rather than arriving after it has already been told. None of these are the right choice for everyone. All of them are the right choice for someone. If you want us to go deep on any specific program, the exact application process, what the towns actually look like, what residents who made the move say about it a few years later, tell us in the comments and we will build that video. Subscribe if you want to keep getting videos like this one. We are going state by state and town by town, and the next video goes inside the American towns where the housing market has completely collapsed and the opportunity is almost incomprehensible if you have the stomach for it. See you in the next one.